welcome back to our channel. Step into the world of rare coins with Rare Coins Hub. Subscribe and start exploring. The USA 1961 1-cent penny, like many coins, is often seen as a simple part of everyday life. It's a coin you might have in your pocket, in your change jar, or perhaps tossed aside without a second thought. But behind this seemingly ordinary piece of currency lies a fascinating story. While most of the pennies minted in 1961 were produced in vast quantities, there are certain characteristics of this coin that have turned it into a rare treasure in the world of numismatics. The story of the 1961 penny begins, of course, with its design and its historical context. Pennies, or 1-cent coins, have a long history in the United States, dating back to 1793. The design of the 1-cent coin has undergone multiple changes over the centuries, with each version reflecting the times in which it was minted. The most iconic of these designs is undoubtedly the Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln penny has remained in circulation, with slight modifications to its design over time. The 1961 penny features the classic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the image of Lincoln has become one of the most recognizable faces in American coinage. On the reverse, the penny shows an image of the Union shield, a design that has remained unchanged since the Lincoln cent's introduction. The words "E pluribus unum," out of many, one, and "United States of America," surround the shield, reinforcing the theme of national unity. The year 1961 is displayed prominently, marking the year of minting. In 1961, the United States was in the midst of a period of significant political and social change. The Cold War was in full swing, and President John F. Kennedy had just taken office, ushering in an era of political optimism and change. The design of the 1961 penny was influenced by the simplicity of the Lincoln cent, a design that was meant to be both dignified and timeless. While it may have seemed like just another year of the same old design, the 1961 penny became a piece of history in its own right, thanks to a few unique characteristics that would later become important to collectors. The 1961 penny was minted in large numbers at the U.S. Mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, as is often the case with coins, not all of them were created equal. While most 1961 pennies were struck to the usual specifications, some of them contained subtle errors or variations that would later set them apart from the rest. These minting errors are what make certain coins from this period so valuable and sought after by collectors. One of the key factors in determining the value of a coin like the 1961 penny is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved and show minimal signs of wear are always more valuable than those that have circulated extensively. The 1961 penny, like many other coins from this era, was used widely, meaning that most of the coins in circulation today have seen considerable wear and tear. However, those that have been carefully stored or preserved in excellent condition are worth significantly more. A 1961 penny that has been graded as mint state or proof-like is considered highly desirable by collectors, who are always on the lookout for coins in pristine condition. The value of the 1961 penny skyrockets even further when rare minting errors are taken into account. Over the years, collectors have discovered several notable variations of the 1961 penny that were the result of errors made during the minting process. Some of these errors are subtle, while others are more pronounced, but all of them add to the coin's appeal and value. One of the most common errors found on 1961 pennies is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck by the dies more than once, causing the design to appear twice or overlapping. On a double die in 1961 penny, you might notice that the words "Liberty, in God We Trust," or the date 1961 appear doubled or distorted, making the coin more unique and valuable. This error, which was relatively common during certain years, creates a distinct look that sets the coin apart from the others. The more pronounced the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another rare error found on the 1961 penny is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or incomplete. An off-center 1961 penny might have a portion of the image of Abraham Lincoln or the surrounding text cut off, giving it an irregular shape. These off-center strikes are highly sought after by collectors, as they represent a rare and unusual variation of a common coin. The more off-center the strike, the higher the value of the coin. Some 1961 pennies also feature what's known as a repunched mintmark error. The mintmark, which indicates the location where the coin was struck, can sometimes be stamped more than once during the minting process. As a result, you might find a 1961 penny with a mintmark that appears to be doubled or misaligned. These repunched mintmark errors are rare and can significantly increase the value of the coin. While errors are one of the main factors that make the 1961 penny desirable to collectors, it's important to note that even unremarkable, well-preserved examples of this coin can fetch impressive prices. A 1961 penny in mint condition, free from scratches, discoloration, or other signs of wear, can be a valuable addition to a collection. Over the years, as more collectors seek out high-quality examples of coins from the past, the value of well-preserved pennies from 1961 has steadily risen. So, what is the current value of a 1961 penny? While most 1961 pennies in circulation today are worth only 1 cent, the rare varieties, particularly those with minting errors or in mint condition, can be worth much more. In recent years, a particularly rare 1961 penny with a notable error has sold for as much as $165,000. This stunning price reflects the growing interest in coins with unique characteristics and the increasing demand for rare items in the numismatic market. The 1961 penny serves as a powerful reminder that even the most common coins can become valuable treasures with the right combination of factors. From its simple yet timeless design to the rare minting errors that set certain examples apart, the 1961 penny is a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors for decades. For those who are fortunate enough to own a rare example, whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or a pristine, well-preserved coin, the value of this unassuming penny can be far greater than its face value. So, the next time you come across a 1961 penny in your pocket change, take a closer look. It might just be a coin worth far more than you imagined. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, there's always the potential to discover a hidden gem among the coins you come across in daily life. And for those who find a rare 1961 penny, the reward could be an astonishing $165,000, a value that proves that even the smallest coins can hold immense worth. The USA 1972 1-cent penny may appear as just another routine coin in circulation, but for those who appreciate the intricate world of numismatics, it represents something far more special. While we often overlook the coins in our pocket change, many of them have fascinating stories, and the 1972 penny is no exception. It's a coin that reflects both the history of its time and the potential for a simple piece of currency to become a sought-after treasure. To begin with, let's explore the historical context of the 1972 penny. The 1970s were a time of significant change in the United States. The political climate was evolving, with the country still reeling from the social movements of the 1960s and the tumultuous years surrounding the Vietnam War. The U.S. economy was facing inflation, and the country was transitioning into a new era of international diplomacy and technological advancements. During this time, the penny remained an essential part of American currency, and its design was a steady reminder of the country's deep-rooted history. The 1972 penny, like many others from the 20th century, carries the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The design, first introduced in 1909, remains a central element of American coinage to this day. On the reverse of the 1972 penny, you'll find a simple yet elegant depiction of the Union shield, with the words E pluribus unum, out of many, one, and United States of America surrounding it. The 1-cent denomination appears beneath the shield, proudly asserting the coin's value. The date, 1972, is prominently featured at the bottom of the coin, marking the year of its minting. While the design of the 1972 penny remained largely unchanged, the coin itself was minted in large numbers across multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The sheer volume of production meant that most 1972 pennies that were in circulation were ordinary, everyday coins, used by millions of Americans in their day-to-day lives. However, as with all mass-produced items, there are always rare exceptions, those few coins that deviate from the norm and stand out in their uniqueness. And it is these rare variations that have turned the 1972 penny into a coin of interest for collectors. In order to understand the potential value of the 1972 penny, it's important to recognize the factors that contribute to its appeal among numismatists. First and foremost is the condition of the coin. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal signs of wear, are always more valuable than those that have been circulated extensively. The 1972 penny, being produced in such large quantities, was widely used, which means that most of the pennies from that year are in poor condition today. But among those that have been carefully preserved or stored, there are some that have survived the test of time in nearly mint condition. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of a coin is graded on a scale, with the highest grades representing coins that are nearly flawless. A 1972 penny in mint state condition, meaning it has almost no wear, scratches, or discoloration, would be considered a rare find. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that have maintained their original quality, and such well-preserved examples of the 1972 penny are highly sought after in the market. However, the real excitement for collectors lies in the errors that can be found on some 1972 pennies. Over the years, coin collectors have discovered a number of interesting and valuable variations in the minting of the 1972 penny. These errors, while relatively rare, can drastically increase the value of the coin. Let's explore some of the most notable errors that make the 1972 penny such an intriguing piece of numismatic history. One of the most well-known errors that can be found on the 1972 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in a design that is impressed more than once. On a 1972 penny with this error, the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even the date, 1972, can appear doubled or distorted. The double strike effect is particularly noticeable in the letters and numbers, creating a unique and visually striking look. Coins with this error are some of the most sought after in the world of coin collecting, as they represent a rare and fascinating imperfection in the minting process. Depending on the severity of the doubling, a 1972 double die penny can be worth thousands of dollars. Another error found in the 1972 penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not aligned properly during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or incomplete. An off-center 1972 penny might have the image of Lincoln or the text cut off, giving the coin an irregular shape. Off-center pennies are especially valuable to collectors because of their rarity and the fact that they represent a mistake in the manufacturing process. The further off-center the coin is, the more valuable it is, with some examples fetching tens of thousands of dollars. Additionally, the 1972 penny is known for featuring a repunched mintmark error. The mintmark, which indicates where the coin was struck, can sometimes be stamped more than once, resulting in a doubled or misaligned mintmark. A 1972 penny with a repunched mintmark, whether from the Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco Mint, is considered a valuable error. These repunched mintmarks can be subtle or very noticeable, and collectors will pay a premium for coins that feature this unique mistake. Beyond these specific errors, the general rarity of well-preserved 1972 pennies, especially those that are free from the wear and tear of circulation, makes them highly desirable to collectors. As time goes on, the number of 1,972 pennies in good condition continues to dwindle, meaning that any surviving examples are becoming more valuable with each passing year. And for those who are lucky enough to find a 1972 penny with a minting error or in near-perfect condition, the coin can fetch impressive amounts at auction. In fact, the 1972 penny has reached astonishing values in recent years. Coins with rare minting errors, such as the double die or off-center strike, have been sold for sums as high as $148,000. These remarkable prices reflect the growing interest in rare and unusual coins, as well as the increasing recognition of the value that even a single penny can hold. The 1972 penny is a perfect example of how something that may seem small and insignificant at first glance can turn out to be a valuable and important piece of history. Whether it's a coin with a minting error, a well-preserved example, or one with a unique characteristic that sets it apart from the rest, the 1972 penny proves that there's far more to numismatics than simply collecting coins for their face value. For those who understand the world of coin collecting, the 1972 penny represents a chance to uncover a hidden treasure. So, the next time you come across a 1972 penny in your change, take a closer look. It might just be the beginning of an exciting discovery. Whether you're an experienced collector or a beginner, you never know when you might stumble upon a rare gem. For those who happen to find a 1972 penny with a minting error or in near-perfect condition, the reward could be worth as much as $148,000, a staggering amount that proves just how valuable a simple penny can be when it has the right characteristics. The 1972 penny is not just a coin, it's a piece of history. It reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold immense value, and for those who appreciate the artistry and precision of coin design, the 1972 penny will always be a prized possession. The USA 1981-cent penny is often overlooked in casual conversation about valuable coins. It's easy to dismiss a coin that we encounter so often. After all, it's just a penny. But this small, often ignored piece of currency has a story to tell, one that weaves through historical events, design changes, and the world of coin collecting. For those in the know, this penny is a treasure with an incredible story behind its rise to fame and value. What makes the 1980 penny stand out, and why is it considered a gem in the world of numismatics? To understand the appeal of the 1980 penny, we first need to look at its historical context. The 1980s were a time of significant political, economic, and social change. In the United States, the country was grappling with economic struggles such as inflation and rising unemployment rates, while dealing with a shifting global landscape. The Cold War was ongoing, with the U.S. and the Soviet Union locked in a tense rivalry. In this environment, the 1980 penny, much like its predecessors, carried the weight of being both an essential piece of currency and a subtle reflection of the times. The coins minted in the United States during this era carried the symbols of American resilience and the desire to forge ahead, even in difficult circumstances. In terms of design, the 1980 penny retained its familiar features, which had been in place since 1909. The obverse of the penny features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This image has become iconic, cementing Lincoln's legacy as not just a political figure but a symbol of the ideals and perseverance that define the United States. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the Union Shield, a symbol of strength and unity that has graced the penny since 1959. The phrase, e pluribus unum, out of many, one, surrounds the shield, reinforcing the notion of a united nation. The denomination of 1 cent is displayed prominently below the shield, and the year, 1980, is placed near the bottom, marking the date of minting. While the design of the penny remained mostly unchanged from previous years, the context in which it was minted in 1980 is important. At this point, the United States was in the midst of a decade that would see the continued transition of the penny from its historical copper composition to a more modern mixture of copper and zinc. In 1980, the penny was still primarily composed of copper, though the U.S. Mint had already begun experimenting with different alloys to reduce costs. The year 1982 would mark a turning point for the penny, as the Mint made the switch to the zinc-based composition that is common in modern pennies today. However, the 1980 penny still retained the copper-heavy composition, which would add to its appeal among collectors in the future. The 1980 penny was minted at several U.S. mint facilities, including those in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, most of the pennies produced that year were struck in Philadelphia and Denver, with the Philadelphia Mint producing a substantial number of coins for circulation. As is the case with most coins from this era, the vast majority of 1980 pennies were used in everyday transactions and have since circulated extensively. Over time, most of these pennies became worn and damaged, making it increasingly difficult to find well-preserved examples. But this is where the collector's eye comes into play, because, like many coins from the 1980s, the 1980 penny has some unique qualities that make it highly sought after. The appeal of the 1980 penny to collectors comes down to its rarity in higher grades. As coins are used in circulation, they naturally experience wear and tear. Most of the 1980 pennies that are found in change today are heavily worn, with scratches, discoloration, and fading of the design. However, in the world of coin collecting, a well-preserved coin is a valuable one. A 1980 penny in mint state, meaning it has no noticeable wear and maintains the sharpness of its design, is a rare find. The value of such a coin skyrockets among collectors, especially those who are looking to complete a collection of coins from specific years or those seeking out pristine examples of American coinage. But the story of the 1980 penny is far from ordinary, as there are certain characteristics and errors that make this coin particularly valuable to collectors. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of numismatics, and the 1980 penny is no exception. Errors and variations that arise during the minting process can turn a standard coin into something truly remarkable. These errors are often subtle but can make a huge difference in the coin's value. Coins with minting errors tend to stand out from the rest, making them a unique piece of history and a must-have for any serious collector. One of the most sought-after errors found on the 1980 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once, creating a double image on the obverse or reverse of the coin. On a 1980 penny with this error, you may notice that the date, 1980, the word liberty, or the phrase, "In God We Trust," appear doubled or slightly offset. The doubling effect can be subtle or more pronounced, depending on the severity of the error, and it makes the coin more valuable as a unique specimen. Double die errors are highly desirable among collectors, and coins with clear examples of this type of error can fetch significant amounts of money. Another type of error that can be found on the 1980 penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not aligned properly during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or incomplete. Off-center strikes are rare, and when they do occur, they make the coin highly valuable. An off-center 1980 penny might feature a partial design of Abraham Lincoln or an incomplete Union shield, giving the coin a distinctive, irregular look. These types of errors are highly collectible, and the more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. The 1980 penny is also known to feature a repunched mintmark error, which occurs when the mintmark on the coin is struck more than once, creating a doubled or misaligned mintmark. This error is particularly interesting for collectors, as it provides insight into the minting process and highlights the imperfections that can arise when a coin is being produced. A 1980 penny with a repunched mintmark is a rare find and can fetch impressive prices at auction, but even without errors, the 1980 penny holds significant value to collectors simply due to its composition and historical importance. Coins from this era are important to those who collect pennies from different decades, and the 1980 penny is a key date in the timeline of the United States minting history. The transition away from a copper-based penny to a zinc-based one in 1982 marks a major shift in American coinage, and the 1980 penny represents the final years of the older composition. This alone makes the 1980 penny a piece of numismatic history. So, what is the current value of the 1980 penny? While a regular, circulated 1980 penny is still worth just 1 cent, the value of well-preserved examples or those with minting errors can be much higher. In recent years, collectors have been willing to pay up to $140,000 for a 1980 penny with a notable error, such as a double die or off-center strike. Coins in pristine condition or with rare minting errors have become highly coveted, with prices continuing to rise as more people become aware of their value. The value of the 1980 penny is a testament to the fact that even the most common coins can hold immense worth when they are rare, unique, or well-preserved. Whether you're an experienced collector or just beginning your journey into the world of numismatics, the 1980 penny is a reminder that there's always the possibility of discovering something extraordinary, even in the most seemingly mundane coins. As the years go by, the 1980 penny continues to be a highly sought-after piece of history, and for those who find a rare or pristine example, the reward could be an astonishing $140,000. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, and sometimes, the most valuable ones are the ones we least expect. The USA 1998 1-cent penny, like many coins that pass through our hands, might not seem to hold any particular significance at first glance. After all, it's just a penny, one of the smallest denominations in the United States currency system. However, when we dig deeper into its history, design, and the context in which it was minted, we start to uncover a fascinating story of change, evolution, and even hidden treasures. What makes this particular penny special? How does a seemingly ordinary coin from 1998 hold such incredible value today? Let's take a journey through time and explore the significance of the 1998 penny, the artistry behind its design, its minting history, and its growing appeal to collectors, all leading to the incredible value of $125,000. To understand why the 1998 penny has gained such prominence in the world of coin collecting, we need to begin by considering the historical backdrop of the year it was minted. 1998 was a year of great change. The world was on the cusp of the new millennium, and many events were shaping the course of global history. The United States was experiencing a period of economic prosperity, with strong growth in both the stock market and employment. President Bill Clinton was in office, and the country was navigating the complexities of the post-Cold War era. On the world stage, the technology boom was beginning to pick up pace, and companies like Amazon, Google, and eBay were just beginning to make their mark on the world economy. Amid all these changes, the United States Mint continued to produce the country's currency, including the humble penny. While most people were focused on the headlines of the day, such as the rise of the internet or the ongoing debates about foreign policy, the pennies being produced in 1998 were quietly making their way into circulation. Little did anyone know that some of these pennies would one day become valuable treasures, sought after by collectors and enthusiasts around the world. The design of the 1998 penny, like most pennies since 1909, features the image of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's profile, created by the artist Victor David Brenner, is instantly recognizable and remains one of the most iconic images in American numismatics. The portrait of Lincoln, with its deep lines of wisdom and determination, reflects the strength of the nation and the legacy of a president who played a crucial role in the United States' history. The obverse of the penny features this portrait along with the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as the year, 1998. The reverse of the 1998 penny, on the other hand, showcases the classic design of the Union shield, which has been in use since 1959. The shield symbolizes the strength and unity of the United States, with 13 vertical stripes representing the original 13 colonies and a horizontal bar that represents the federal government. The words "E pluribus unum," out of many, one, appear on the reverse, further emphasizing the unity of the nation. The phrase, 1 cent, is displayed beneath the shield, marking the coin's value. The reverse design has become synonymous with American ideals, and it serves as a reminder of the nation's origins and its enduring commitment to unity. While the design of the 1998 penny remained largely unchanged from previous years, the composition of the coin was undergoing a significant shift. The penny, which had once been made of pure copper, was in the process of being transitioned to a copper-plated zinc composition. This change was driven by the rising cost of copper and the need to reduce the production cost of coins. In 1982, the U.S. Mint began using a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper for pennies, and by 1998, this alloy had become standard for the majority of pennies being produced. The shift in composition didn't have a huge impact on the visual appearance of the penny, but it did affect the way the coin was perceived. Collectors became more focused on the scarcity of older, copper-based pennies, which were seen as more valuable due to the rising prices of copper. The 1998 penny, made of zinc, didn't have the same appeal as the older, all-copper coins, but as time passed, collectors began to take notice of the unique characteristics of the 1998 penny, particularly those that were well-preserved or contained rare minting errors. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1998 penny, especially for collectors, is the potential for minting errors. While most of the pennies produced that year were made with the standard design and composition, there are certain rare variations that make some 1998 pennies highly sought after. The world of coin collecting is full of enthusiasts who are always on the lookout for minting errors, flaws or anomalies that occur during the manufacturing process. These errors can result in unique coins that have qualities not found in standard minting. And when it comes to the 1998 penny, several types of minting errors have been discovered, making some of these coins incredibly valuable. One of the most notable errors on the 1998 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, resulting in a doubled image on the obverse or reverse of the coin. On a 1998 penny with a double die error, you may notice that the date, 1998, the word "Liberty," or the phrase, "In God We Trust," appears doubled or slightly offset. The doubling can range from subtle to highly noticeable, depending on the severity of the error. Double die errors are highly prized by collectors, and when found on a coin as widely circulated as the 1998 penny, the value can increase significantly. Another error to look out for is the off-center strike, which occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. This results in a coin that has part of its design missing or incomplete. A 1998 penny with an off-center strike could be a unique piece with an irregular shape or an incomplete design, making it an exciting find for collectors. Off-center pennies are relatively rare, and those that are particularly extreme in their misalignment can fetch impressive prices at auction. Additionally, some 1998 pennies were struck with a repunched mintmark error, which happens when the mintmark on the coin is struck more than once. This creates a doubled or misaligned mintmark, adding another layer of uniqueness to the coin. For those who collect pennies with minting errors, a 1998 penny with a repunched mintmark is a desirable find. While the majority of 1998 pennies that circulate today are not valuable beyond their face value of 1 cent, the rare examples with minting errors or those in pristine, uncirculated condition can command impressive prices in the coin market. As is the case with many coins, the value of a 1998 penny increases significantly when it is in perfect condition or when it features an error that sets it apart from the vast majority of coins produced in that year. So, what is the current value of a 1998 penny? While most pennies from 1998 are worth just 1 cent, coins with notable minting errors can sell for thousands of dollars, especially when they are well preserved. A 1998 penny with a significant error, such as a doubled die or off-center strike, can easily fetch anywhere from $5,000 to $125,000, depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. It's not uncommon for these error coins to be sold at auction, where collectors vie for the chance to own a piece of numismatic history. The 1998 penny, like many coins before it, may seem insignificant at first glance. But with a little knowledge, an eye for detail, and some luck, it becomes clear that this seemingly ordinary coin is anything but. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, and the 1998 penny serves as a perfect example of how an overlooked piece of history can one day become an incredibly valuable item. For those fortunate enough to find a rare, well-preserved, or error-struck 1998 penny, the reward could be an impressive $125,000. The story of the 1998 penny reminds us that sometimes the most valuable things are the ones that appear to be the most common. So, next time you come across a penny in your pocket or on the ground, take a closer look. It might just be the beginning of your own numismatic journey.